45 chill, full health, completely exhausted them of resources and still at full health. Like, how gross is that, dude? I love decks like this though. This is my Hearthstone fantasy, right? Just control. Yeah, Blood Death Knight seems to be standing alone as the only real control deck in this new Hearthstone meta. If we take a look at HS Replay here, we got Blood Death Knight in the top 3 decks, and alongside it, a lot of very aggressive decks. A few of these are a little more combo-y, but mostly some real aggressive minion-based strategies, and that positions Blood Death Knight really well, of course, with all of its various removal cards and life gain cards. And for new stuff in this expansion, we've got cards like the Arcanite Ripper. This one can be really helpful to get this nice life steal minion down in the mid game. Could be a nice little life boon. And then particularly the Screaming Banshee in this deck feels super powerful. This one can swing games like crazy on the back of Vampiric Blood, just summoning 2 5/5s while doing stuff that you wanted it to do anyway. If the opponent doesn't deal with this right away, it just snowballs to victories so very quickly. And then of course, on top of that, a lot of other really familiar Death Knight cards, extra ways to discover stuff with Ghost Rider to get you even more Vampiric Bloods. If you're not playing 6 to 8 Vampiric Bloods, what are you doing with your life at Hearthstone? So listen, I know triple blood DK at this stage, you know, we've kind of seen this. I think a lot of people do get frustrated playing against this as well, but currently it's really the only avenue for people who like slower games, control games, grindier games. If they want to succeed on ladder, you have to play this deck. And personally, that's a play style I enjoy. Got some games here that really showcase this deck, just grinding people down, which is a fun way to play Hearthstone at the very least for me. So if you're looking for control, I think this sort of deck is what you're going to need. And I certainly am looking for some control. I'm not in love with these tour guides, to be honest. They do feed a corpse explosion, and that matters, I guess. I don't know. I don't feel super compelled by these tour guides in this list. 2 bodies just to get some corpses. I actually could see them more in like an aggressive deck, I guess, than a defensive one like this. But maybe we'll see the utility. I guess having cheap stuff for like Construct Quarter, like play this on, you know, on 3 and have a Construct Quarter ready to go on 4, or just whenever, but pre-turn 3, you know what I mean, pre-turn 4. That's probably the reason, isn't it? Because having the active Construct Quarter without needing to spend an additional 2 on curve is probably a big deal. I think that's got to be it. That makes sense to me. That certainly makes it look and feel better too. Okay. We don't have a Construct Quarter, so do we use the tour guide now to clear? I think probably, yeah. We want to play School Teacher next turn, I suspect, always. Coin School Teacher next turn. Feeds a turn 2 Hematurge. Yeah, okay. That's another reason. Sure, I buy that. I feel like that's a little less compelling than Construct Quarter because Hematurge is not as important to get down fast from a tempo standpoint. But yeah, that sounds like a nice bonus. In other words, Construct Quarter is a reactive card that you want online quickly, both to get the next proc of it and otherwise. Obliterate is fine. Do we like rune forging into the Ripper though? I could see this wanting to get the Ripper down sooner rather than later. I don't know. I think I like that more. Okay, Vampiric Blood Corpse Explosion. We got the Glaive Tar already, so there's a bunch of cards incoming very soon. All right, already rocking it. Draw 3. Man, it's so crazy how that's just... Oh, no! Wasting our Noggling, dude. No! We'll still play it, honestly. Pick me. Before we accidentally draw the other one. Certainly no problem having 2. Play the expensive one here so we don't float a mana. Okay, Glaive Tar Wayward Sage. So I don't think this is the crazy... Lady Steno like combo version, right? This looks like just a regular Outcast Demon Hunter. We didn't play against this at all yesterday. I think we played a little too early in the day yesterday, so I hadn't picked up quite yet. But now I think this deck's everywhere. I don't think we're gonna wait on this corpse explosion, are we? Are we gonna go? We could also probably, oh, blood boil's not bad, but I need to kill that 2-3 in particular. I don't know, man. Hero power vampiric blood also looks pretty decent. Just hit this and get a body down. Pretty big body. Yeah, I think that's fine. Let's not overreact with the corpse explosion yet. Do we like Renathal better or hero power better? I think Renathal will be fine. Halvaria is the only major threat right now, and I don't think that's that crazy, is it? It's certainly changing one minion on board doesn't feel like it changes our outcomes too much there. Dude, this is gross. 5/5. These instruments are good. Mages is good. This one feels good. I love it. This deck's fun, dude. I love Blood DK already, and this gave it like more counter tempo tools. You know? Before it was only ever stay alive, stay alive, stay alive, stay alive.
Anyone order a ghoul to the face?
All right, this probably Blood Boil actually is fine here. If only we had a tour guide. Does Corpse Explosion feel more worthwhile, I wonder? Just because it clears up the Glavesmith. Are we that stressed about a Glavesmith, I think is the question. I'm not, because it's only dealing 3 and we're going to heal 2 off of it again next turn. So no, I don't think we're that stressed about the Glavesmith. Healing here is a little wasted, I guess, too, is another conversation. Like, we don't get the full utility of the heal. But Corpse Explosion scales a little better later. Although I don't think this deck has a ton of big cards, so the scaling may not matter as much. But could be useful sometimes, who knows. I don't think raw crazy damage output like from 45 is as much of a concern in this deck as like grinding us out with just repetitive boards and stuff. See, this looks more like a Corpse Explosion board, as this is one of the larger threats we probably have to react to. Okay, I think we want to get a Ripper going as well, don't we? I don't think we need to attack with the Ripper yet. That seems premature. Boom, 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 boom. That's always so satisfying to see.
Who's hiding now?
Just board after board. I am actually kind of out of ways to deal with small minions, despite this deck having a million. Chill Fallen can hopefully fix that a little, although this is not even that intimidating yet. They're just cycling an I-beam here, it looked like, huh? Yeah, these Predations going face is definitely not something that threatens me or concerns me at all. This is a great find. Patchwork. It's probably the most useful right now. Not in love with it though, am I? Doesn't feel good, but this board's really not that scary. That's a great card to see. Okay. Yeah, I mean, they just really haven't gotten there, have they? They just, they're actually down to only 10 cards remaining. We're just kind of bleeding them out right now. That Gleivtar might be a liability more than an upside, if anything. They may draw into fatigue here. I don't know. I feel like this Deathstrike and Banshee are just going to shut this game out. Hopefully. Plus my weapon, too, is cool. We're going to have a big old dude. Going to be a bunch of lifesteal dudes here. Hey, Dave Rumroll with 18 months, man. That's awesome. This matchup would have been insane in 2019 because these classes didn't exist. Yeah, that's illogical, man. Yeah, this is crazy. It's worth it, right? Just to get the heal and the 6/6 down. Is it worth it to get the lifesteal 3/3 down? I don't think so personally. I think we can wait. This has lifesteal already. They kind of have to deal with this or they're just going to get even more craziness incoming. And they're just out of stuff too. This is gonna kill them in fatigue soon. They are gonna draw 3. They've only got 3 left. So they kind of need to go now. Like fatigue's gonna win this game for us if we just stabilize a little bit. Hitting the 6/6? I was gonna say no way. No way do you hit that. Why? If anything, you maybe hit the 3/6, but even that feels bad too. Okay, that can give them one last big wave of value here. Honestly, They could have waited a turn to try to extract a little more out of this with a full mana complement, but I don't know. They may be dead if they do that too, right? So it's risky for them. This is good, man. Fellerin's nuts. He's a feller, all right.
Who's hiding now?
These turns, dude. Look at this turn, dude. This is crazy. This is just making my board stronger, frankly. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, this is a tough little loop to be in. This card's so hard for this deck to deal with, dude. They have no way to deal with this. It's so gross. It just makes their life worse every time. Oh my god, bro. That's brutal. I mean, obviously, this is game. This might actually be costing me minions, right? Did we say this only heals once? I forget. How does it work? Do I get 1/8/8? How does this work? Do I get a bunch of 2/2s? Oh, I get a bunch of 2/2s with this. No, I get an 8/8. Oh, it did. It worked just like the weapon you guys said. Only one proc. That's crazy. Even though it shows 2/2/2/2, it makes an 8/8. That's wild. Dude, this card is actually gross. This is way better than I expected. It's awesome. I am so happy right now. This is one of those where you're beautifully wrong. Beautifully wrong. Yeah, they're down to 4 cards. Down to 2 cards. I mean, listen, they're scraping together insane value. Like, I really respect them for playing this out. That's always really, really nice to see, but you know, it's just not close for them, unfortunately. Back to 45. Chill, full health. Completely exhausted them of resources and still at full health. Like, how gross is that, dude? I love decks like this, though. This is my Hearthstone fantasy, right? Just control, 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 control. I feel like, yeah, I'm definitely a Vanta Black shirt wearer. They're gonna sue me for wearing a Vanta Black shirt. Didn't they, like, copyright that color or something? Nobody else can use whatever. Nobody can use the color without their permission or something. Okay, another DK. I sure don't know how these mulligans go in this deck. I don't think we need a tour guide at all early, though. I think... Oh, Mograine seems good in a mirror match if this is another blood DK. I don't know if it's a mirror match, though. Could be Unholy, could be Frost. Frost, I think life gain is going to be important. And... early board maintenance a little bit so we don't take too much chip damage, maybe. Body Bagger certainly seems good on 1. We like to see that. Hey, Oprah Winfrey, thanks for the 4 months. Where is Arms of Michelle Obama, my other celebrity named viewer? Haven't seen Arms of Michelle Obama in forever. That's the funniest name. Similar to Oprah Winfrey. How am I enjoying the new set? I think I like it pretty well so far. I was actually itching to play again today, which sometimes doesn't happen, believe it or not. Sometimes I am kind of dreading. But there were a few decks I was excited to play today that are like good decks, which that's, you know, usually there's meme decks I'm excited to play one way or another. But in this case, I was actually excited to play some of the good decks. Like this one, Totem Shaman sounded really fun. So I think that's a little more rare for me and a good development for sure. Okay. Yeah, I think this is fine. Are we just hero powering? I mean, Death Strike definitely feels premature here. I think this is a bit of a mirror match, so we need to extract as much value as we can out of every card, I suspect. But a Mograine on curve too will just help us create the pressure necessary. They could Mograine first, I suppose, with coin, but should be fine. Is that Death Strike worthy, or again, do we want to just extract more value out of it? I think this is just Ghost Rider, right? On curve, Ghost Rider looks perfect here. Obliterate or Rune Forging? Rune Forging we really don't need. Obliterate's fine. And Blood Boil? I mean, Blood Boil we do have... Does Blood Boil proc this just once or multiple times? I haven't seen this yet, actually. If I hit like 5 units, does this go off 5 separate times? I guess? I don't know. We're gonna find out. Isn't Blood Boil bad in the mirror? I think you'll be surprised how many minions pop up. I always ham in these mirror matches. There's always those boards with like 3 or 4 things, like a bunch of these that kind of value trade and float around, and then, you know, couple Hebaturges and an Astalor sticks around. You know, these boards tend to pop up. Just once. Oh, okay. Weird. That is, I guess they all proc simultaneously, so it kind of looks like once to the game, even if there's like 5. They don't like go boom, 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 boom. They go boom. I can give you a good description of how it works. Yeah. So would probably be nice if we can tidy all this up this turn and see already, like, here's a not a terrible Blood Boil board, probably not a great one either, I don't think, but probably not the worst. Maybe just go for like Obliterate here so that we can really be ahead on board into the Mograine turn. Does this count twice or once? It's at 2. Does it go boom, boom? Count twice. Okay, cool. That's good to know. This will count as well. So we're already up to 5-5 on this. That's actually crazy, dude. That's really good. Dude, I think we greed it some more though, don't we? Do we like Vampiric Blood or do we like Gnome Muncher? Health definitely matters in these matchups, especially with like Mograine stuff. Card draw matters. I don't think fatigue is actually how this game's going to end with Mograines. I think Vampiric Blood's probably the pick in that case. I'm wondering if we go for the 5-5 here. I mean, I can farm it and make it crazier. I guess the question is, you know, is it going to get removed by an Obliterate or something anyway? And if so, like, this really puts me ahead into the Mograine turn, so I feel safe playing Mograine, I think. We have another one of these. I don't know. I just kind of want to see it, if anything. Probably could have traded differently in that case. Oh, he looks cool, dude. The Blight Head. 6/6 because I took 1 final damage. Yeah, I forgot. That's cool. It's nice that it counts the final attack. Yeah, that's cool art. Really colorful art. Oh, Construct Quarter's so slow. Yeah, this is going to be absolutely fine for the Mograine here. Just going to value trade. Well, Mograine, we're actually going to hit a fair bit too. Just trade in. Mograine, hit. Dude, it's not a bad Banshee either, by the way. Dang, dude. I don't have the double blood. God dang, it's not a bad Banshee. Because I got the Blighthead. I think it's still right to Mograine, though. Ultimately, that's just inevitability in our favor. But I don't hate the Banshee, man. Banshee, if I had another corpse, I would have been even more tempted, right, to get the 10/10 here. Or does this summon 2 5/5s, actually? As we saw with the weapon, it procced twice. Maybe this summons 2 5/5s? Do you guys know? Have you seen it yet? Banshee into Vampiric Blood? 2 5/5s? Okay, that's consistent with a weapon, yeah. Is that better or worse, actually? Against Death Knight, probably a little worse. I think tall minions can actually be a little bit awkward for DK. I mean, do we just do that now? It's, again, a really big board. We are going to the Soul Stealer turn, so perhaps it feels a little worse. Might be better to spread out those threats a little. Stagger some threats here. I think I like that a bit more. Damage, and board. Board seems the least relevant. Grave Strength is cool, but am I going to stick a board where it matters, you know? Especially with 5 corpses. I don't think so. I think over the top damage and card draw is probably the pick here. Might even just use this now. Want to save these for the Banshee next turn. I want to go Body Bag or Hero Power, so this is kind of just maybe free this turn. Hematurge is better even than Hero Power, so that's cool. Syndragosa, yeah, that's nice. Another board. Since we're on the push this game, like we're the aggressor, keeping this board pressure maintained, I think will be really valuable. Hopefully stretching the removal thin. I'm expecting a Soul Stealer here, perhaps, and then we go Screaming Banshee, Blood for an insanely huge board. And if they don't have the second Soul Stealer, they might be in trouble, right? Corpse Explosion could also handle it if they're running it, of course. Probably are, we are, so. Blood Boil ×1, okay. So not actually dealing with all this quite yet. Healing a fair bit, though. This does make my turn a little awkward, because I don't really want to redevelop this, you know? I'll be overdeveloped a little bit here. Do I throw in a Syndragosa? It's so good on defense. I don't really want to throw in a Banshee, right? It's just... I mean, I guess these are dying off, so if I go, like, Banshee Blood... problem is, I don't have enough board space to go double Blood. Soul Steal my own board?
I'll find the answer.
I don't hate it. It's thinking outside the box. Is it good? Denies 8 healing. Do I have any other good removal if they get a board back? I mean, Syndragosa and Blood Boil. I don't think that's the craziest idea, for the record. It kind of wastes the removal card. But are they gonna be creating a problem there? We're on the forefront. I actually kind of like this. I think it's kind of sneaky good, man. I don't know. The clock is on health right now, so it kind of makes sense. It allows me to develop without overcommitting. I don't hate it. 10 health is a big deal. I mean, an 8 mana 5/5 that says deal 10 or deal 8, was it 8? Deal 8 to the enemy hero. That's not a crazy card to play if you think about it. It's a Pyroblast almost. It's kind of cool. This feels like maybe a good Syndragosa turn so I can develop and remove, whereas the Screaming Banshee doesn't really remove. Although, I don't know, man. Banshee Death Strike's pretty good too. Since there's 2 small minions here. Syndragosa can deal with bigger stuff. Yeah, I think I might just go Banshee Death Strike. It does lose out on the Bloods, though. The Bloods are really efficient if we want to go that route, since it's only a 4/4. Yeah, I think we'll just go Banshee Bloods, and I can reload as well. Hey, YEsvcEs, thanks for the 22, man.
Sustenance.
These look cool too, dude. The diehard fans. This is actually insane, dude. Gain 20 health, summon what, 23, 26 in stats? It's crazy. I am kind of out of pressure after this though, right? All my pressure cards are gone. I don't have no Munchers. I don't have another Banshee. I don't have School Teachers right now. I'm really on the kind of removal leftovers right now. So this is my last big push. So we might see this game flip on its head a little bit, where they start becoming a bit more of the aggressor just because I have a lack of pressure. But the good news is they're just constantly taking that 3 damage. So even if we're just maintaining parity on board, we're still, you know, whittling them away here. So keeping them busy and keeping them on the back foot is still advantageous to us, right? It's still useful. And the Syndragosa can be kind of a mix too of pressure and removal. 6/6 is pretty easy for a DK to deal with. Here's Soul Stealer, it looks like. Oh, maybe not. They're construct quartering again. Dang, dude, did they just not have a Soul Stealer? What on earth? Oh, it's summoning extra minions because it has lifesteal. I freaking love it, dude. Yes. 1 extra. Oh, it's a freeze? Okay, that's pretty cool. This is a decent looking Blood Boil for us, probably. Not much else to do. We definitely don't want a Corpse Explosion. We could Construct Quarter Blood Boil just to deal with almost all of the meaningful threats. I kind of need a time to play this anyway. Doesn't feel great, but might save me a little health or something along the way, you know? So see, this is the kind of Blood Boil thing we were talking about, right? Where there are just eventually boards that are pretty solid for Blood Boil in one way or another. You know, it's not an aggro deck, but it's just, it puts together boards. I have to imagine they're going to hit a Soul Stealer soon. It's been forever. We're 20 cards deep. Man, he's burned through all these construct quarters and it just really hasn't gone that far. I love the guy in the background of this art, by the way. It kind of looks like me. It's like if I had long hair. don't know if you can see that guy back there. He's like YouTube thumbnail face. The Scourge. Dang, they might just be dead if they don't get taunts or rush here. Oh, they got 2 taunts. Wow. Can I use Syndragosa though to deal with this stuff and kill? I guess it depends. Is this gonna have a I don't even need Syndragosa, do I? Oh, no, I might actually. I only have 1 Syndragosa minion though. I guess I can just trade this in and hero power Syndragosa in case something comes out of this, right? But that's 15 plus 3, so that's fine. Not sure this is actually the guaranteed way to do this, but as long as no taunt comes, well, even if a taunt comes out of this, we're fine. This is probably guaranteed, right? Yeah. Nice, dude. Yeah, dude, we get to see all the new cards do their thing that game. Ghost Rider was cool. Banshee was insane. That was awesome. Vampiric, what is it called? Weapon guy, Arcanite Ripper was cool. Great showcase of this game in the mirror match. Opponent just really missed out on the Soul Stealer. I think that hurt them a lot. What card have I been most happy to be wrong about? I've never been wrong about a card, so I can't answer that. It's a false premise. I don't know. This set, I don't think I thought Banshee was going to be terrible or anything, but I didn't think it was going to be good. It feels really good. So this is a leader at the moment. Have we played a mirror match yet? We did. Yeah, we did the first game actually. I don't know. I'm trying to think about what cards I've been like notoriously wrong about. I mean, there's always a bunch I'm wrong about. You know, there's like 20 every expansion you're wrong about, which sounds like a lot, but it's really not. Out of 145 cards or whatever, it's pretty reasonable hit rate to be right about most. I'm trying to think if there's any like notorious, like, you know, I gave Frostlich Jaina 1 star. Honestly, most people think she's better than she actually was. She was like a 4-star card, not a 5-star card, but 1 star was obviously still drastically underrated, but I didn't like that card much. I kind of hated that. It was cool when you were playing it, but so frustrating when you weren't. I guess most cards are that way, really, but anyway, let's look for more early game in case this is not a Blood DK. If it's a Blood DK, we're going to want to try to extract as much value as we can. Blood DK it appears to be. Body Bagger's awesome. Okay. I think we need to be mindful of the same way we beat the Blood DK last time, which is to say you can't only play this matchup for greed. I think that's been true with certain control matchups in the past. You know, for instance, like 2 Wallet Warriors back in the day or Control Warriors, like you could just hero power every turn and just try to be like maximum efficiency from a value standpoint. But this matchup nowadays, particularly with cards like you know, the Screaming Banshee, there's quite a bit of pressure and tempo potential in these lists that you have to respect the board and you have to value chip damage a little bit. And you know, it's not just a greed fest. You don't want to overdo it, I don't think, right? You don't want to go all in or anything, but you got to manage it. If you start losing board too much too early, they're going to just whittle you down probably. Does the tour guide feel good in this deck? Well, we haven't had a great use case for it yet, but we identified a couple. I mentioned how I think it probably makes a lot of sense to make your Construct Quarter active immediately, because in this deck in particular, or really most of them now, I guess, with Construct Quarter at 4, it's kind of hard to play the Construct Quarter and you know, if you don't have a minion left over in particular, it's really hard to benefit. And this deck's not a tempo deck, so sometimes it won't have a minion left over. But if you queue up a 0-cost hero power, if you bank it into your turn 4, then you have an instant Construct Quarter potential, which really helps, of course. Getting a Rushing Yeti on 4 is still relevant to help you manage your opponent's board and stuff. So I think that's probably the primary use case. Somebody else mentioned like Hematurge on 2. Doesn't seem as interesting to me, but still might be nice setup. You know, corpse stuff sometimes too, maybe just weaving in some cheap corpses sort of thing. Might be a few reasons. if you're missing one corpse for your corpse explosion, or two, I guess maybe can tour guide to hero power for 1 mana instead of 2, that sort of stuff. Maybe that adds up. I don't know. All right, do we save the Vampiric Bloods for the Banshees? Next turn I probably want a Ghost Rider. We're gonna go to 9 cards if I do. I think we can tour guide this turn. That's fine. Just get a little emptier hand size because it's gonna start getting full. It's nice to be ahead a little bit on board into the Ghost Rider though. I love the DK cards are so good that this guy's just worth it in this deck, by the way. Like, you just love getting Death Knight cards, you know? They're just so good. You love discovering Death Knight spells. Plague Strike's probably our best bet. Anti-Magic Shell seems too greedy. It's not terrible in theory, but their board clears their Soul Stealer, Corpse Explosion stuff that doesn't really deny this as often. Yeah, Vampiric Blood again. It's got to be the pick, right? Death Growl we don't have enough plays for. I think this is fine. We'll save this banked hero power, of course. Could be way more useful later. So, no Muncher next turn if nothing else. Looks solid to me. They didn't attack with a weapon at all. I'm surprised. Sometimes you might want to activate that a little sooner, but they may greed some giant stuff here. Oh, just the Tempo Banshee? Now that surprises me, I'll be honest. It is sometimes valuable, but man, I feel like they're just throwing away a lot of potential here. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe just not a lot to do, I guess. I know that we had a hand earlier where we just didn't have a lot of things to do. So maybe they just didn't have a lot to do. Okay. We're in a good spot. I mean, they're 23. I feel like we're not even behind on value at all. Good cards in hand. Got a mix of stuff to do. Some pressure, some lethality, some removal, some life gain, right? We got a good mix. At the moment, I probably value the Banshee pressure the most. They are on coin, though, so I know that they have the Soul Stealer option here soon. So I don't really know if I want to commit this into turn 7 plus coin. If they had used coin, I would feel a lot better about that. I mean, look, I think there is some argument too, though, that I don't know, man, if they use a Soul Stealer on a Banshee alone, that's kind of a win in my book, right? Don't we maybe consider that a bit of a victory? Like, they used coin and a Soul Stealer on a single card just to remove a single card's worth of stuff. I think that's a good win. Because the Vampiric Blood we're playing anyway, right? That's just a bonus. It's not about the, you know, we're not losing anything to the Vampiric Blood. So I think I like this if they have the Soul Stealer. It's good news. We eat a really premium removal card with one thing. That feels like a net victory in my book. Now, they may not use it, of course. They may have other answers, obviously. But same time, like, this is like, you know, this is often like a 1 for 3 if they're using single target stuff. This looks like the Soul Stealer, yeah. I think that's a victory, man. I like it. I gotta dump some cards this turn, though. We are packing too many things right now in hand. And unfortunately, the Hematureges kind of make that hard. I guess we could just Plague Strike this down. Maybe just no Munch Face. I really don't love the no Munch Face in this matchup, but I just need stuff to do. An empty hand space a little bit. Oh god, oh, it doesn't work. Oh, I'm an idiot. I forgot how the card worked. Ignore me. We're gonna grab another one of those and it's all gonna be fine. Ignore me. You didn't see that. Ignore that. You didn't see it. Nope. You didn't see that. Just ignore that, okay? No big deal. I totally remember how the card works, okay? I'm just planning to play Astalor's all. Just deal with it. Just deal with it, okay? It's easy. Don't worry about it. Just didn't want the 2/2, okay? Bone Guard Commander is actually pretty cool. Another threat. You know, we know we've already expanded. What's the word? Exhausted one of their Soul Stealers, so this might be a pretty frustrating card to remove. Blood Boil's not bad against it, but ugh. I don't like having the second Mograine. That's a little tough. I will say we have a pretty good net health advantage at the moment, so maybe it's not as bad, but still a little frustrating. Don't have a good answer to that either right now. Maybe we can find one. Obliterate? Or is there ever a world where anti-magic shell's better? I don't think there's a world. Obliterate's fine. Obliterate does mean I can play a no muncher as well to go face, which at this stage is probably worth it. They're getting pretty low. We're gonna make them nervous about their health total at the very least. As soon as I find a Mograine, you know? Like they're in danger zone already. How big is this gonna be, man? A 3/3 still only? How is that possible? Feels like it should be way bigger. How can that be? Why not Unholy Frenzy? I guess it could have worked. Yeah, did I have enough? Oh yeah, there would have been 8 maybe. Yeah, I mean it's the difference of 1 health, I guess. Yeah, I guess it's for 1 health. Is it worth it? Sure. Maybe. We'd be at 45 instead of 44, I think. Because it's healed anyway. Would have been fine. 4 corpses. Yeah, that's true. The corpses could have helped. Yeah. Yeah, the corpses might have worked. Yeah, that's probably better. I buy it. Unlosable game? Oh, no, I don't think so. This is still scary, dude. Doesn't take much removal to pull this back. If I can safely get an Astalor down, though, that, again, would be some nice pressure to generate. Like Astalor, Soulbreaker turn or something. Maybe a Vampiric Blood. Wouldn't be surprised to see, like, a Corpse Explosion here. Man, do they just not have anything good to do? Like, what the heck? There's the Corpse Explosion. Okay. So Astalor could have gone in after that, I guess, if they wanted the 2/2. All good. This is probably the Astalor turn. Let's create the lethal pressure, right? Let's make them nervous about it. They have to really think about this now. And we don't even have to use them, right? But they gotta at least be mindful of it now. Figure something out to heal here. And we'll just pivot back into another board development, probably with a Bone Guard or something. They're probably looking for a like Death Strike to get some good healing and sort of stuff. Currently they're at 15 health and I have what, 17, 18? Oh, okay. That's a lot of extra health, I guess. So it's getting buffed. It always animates slowly when that happens. Ooh, the Heartthrob. That's fun. Vile Apothecary. That's a little bonus for them. That's garbage. That is actually a good little trade guy. That's not bad. And oh, Frost Whisper. Let's go, dude. All right, so now we just have to last out the Frost Whisper and we'll be fine. That's probably GG for sure. Soul Stealer here to close this up, and now we just outlast and we're totally chill. I don't see them beating this, right? We're at 53 with another Vampiric Blood in hand. All right. Now we just shift into defense mode. I mean, if we can kill them with Astalor, I guess we will, but you know, we don't have to anymore. Just a freebie. Yeah, it's not a bad Scourge. There's, I don't think anything about my reaction suggested that was a bad play or anything. It's bad luck for them, but it did certainly change the outcome here. Now we just get to chill. Only another Soul Stealer, actually. This is kind of a gross board they developed, man. After that, we can just do whatever. We're still at 46. How is that still only a 3/3? They just have not healed any, I guess, huh? My God, I don't understand how that's still just a 3/3. That's mind-boggling to me. All right. Can they build one more big board here? But it doesn't even matter. They can't attack if they do, right? I just hit end turn, so it doesn't matter. They have to kill me this turn, right? I think that's how it works. Because I killed it on my turn, right? So if it dies on my turn, they only really get like 2 turns, don't they? Or do they still get a 3rd? I don't even remember. I don't know how it works. Is there 1 left? I think there might have been 1 left still. I honestly have no idea. It doesn't matter. Why does it? It's like, oh, maybe if it dies on your turn, it counts immediately. I'm thinking about it backwards. I think I have it backwards. Literally backwards. Let's just double blood boil. It's totally fine. Just heal back up a bunch and call it a day. They have to kill me from 40 with, or from whatever it is, 52 or something. Not happening. Cool.